Why did Arch Manning refuse Division I offers and refuse to take interviews during high school? Arch grew up in a football family that is second to none. His grandfather Archie's in the Hall of Fame. His uncle Peyton's a Hall of Famer, and his other uncle Eli will soon join them. Not to mention his father was also a football star of his own. Cooper was said to be one of the most athletic Mannings and was committed to Ole Miss as a wide receiver. Unfortunately, he never got to play because of spinal stenosis, but remained involved around football because of both of his brothers. This kind of family creates expectations. Whether Arch liked it or not, he was a Manning trying to play quarterback. However, even with the insane expectations, Arch might have actually exceeded them while in high school. He started as a true freshman at Isidore Newman, something no one has ever done before. Yes, not even his two uncles. In his first game, he threw for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. He finished that year with over 2,500 yards, 34 touchdowns, and won Max Prep's Freshman of the Year. And by the end of that year, he was named the #1 quarterback recruit in his class. But what he was doing off the field made him even more unique for a top recruit. He had very little social media presence. He wasn't interested in the hype of college offers, with his family even declining some premature offers. And he did no interviews. He would get ready for games with the freshmen in the freshman locker room, take the freshman bus, and attend every single JV game. Even though Arch was the varsity star, he didn't act like it and didn't want to be treated like it. By his sophomore year, his games were on ESPN. Even if you didn't follow college recruiting or even college football too closely, if you were a fan of football, you knew who Arch was. He opened that season with a 6-touchdown game, and he didn't look back. The next year, his junior season, he threw for over 1,800 yards and 26 touchdowns, while adding 6 rushing touchdowns. In terms of his recruiting process, no one really had any idea because of his limited presence. But that's how Arch wanted it. He didn't want the spotlight. He just wanted to play football and be a part of the locker room with the guys. Some thought he would go to Ole Miss, where his dad went, his grandfather, and Eli. Or maybe he'd even go to Tennessee and follow in Peyton's footsteps. On and off the field, he was a great leader. Everyone wanted Arch Manning to be their quarterback. He eventually committed to Texas. No huge announcement, just a 6-word, 1# tweet. His first ever on the app. He liked Steve Sarkisian's offense and thought that's where he could thrive. But he knew he wasn't going to thrive right away, and he was okay with that. He wanted to develop. That's something him and his family knew. Tom Brady has talked about this a lot recently. He feels college quarterbacks are being pushed out too early and then doing the same thing in the NFL. He thinks you need a program to develop, like he did at Michigan, and it's no surprise the Mannings agree and went that similar route. He was the 3rd string and redshirt his freshman year. This year, he's the backup again to a Heisman caliber quarterback in Quinn Ewers. But Quinn has gotten injured. He will be back, but because of that, we've got to see Arch in action, and so far, he's lived up to these high expectations